Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Simon, and I do have a hobby. And my hobby is that I'm a rail enthusiast. Basically, I'm a train spotter. And I also enjoy travelling to different places by train. I am not on YouTube to make myself famous. I do these shows for basically fun. And if my journey is going to plan or not, guess we're going to have to watch this show to find out. Welcome to SimonTrains Railway Journeys. Good morning everyone, welcome to Bermondsey Town. Now today we are going down to London, but I did have a plan last night of whether we're going to do Harrogate first, and then we're going to Finsbury Park to get the 700 to go through Canal Tunnel to St Pancras from Finsbury Park, because there's a few trains operating that line. And then we're going to do Colston South, and then we're going to do some of the stations up the Tattenham Corner to get to Tattenham Corner to clear the line, and then for South Bermondsey. But I had to change the plan last night because there's a Crompton in the area, a class 33. If you remember my trip when I went to the Swansea Railway, there was a 33012. Well, that's on the loose today on the main line and heading towards West Ruislip. So I'm going to South Ruislip if it's running, which I think it will be. And then we're going to do the Tattenham Corner Branch earlier than planned, half an hour earlier. Then South Bermondsey, and then if I've got time, which I should have, I'm going to Cruise Hill, because the next day I'm going to focus on the Hertford Loop line of the Travelcard zone from Bowes Park to Gordon Hill, but I couldn't fit Cruise Hill in. So either one of them two plans are going to happen today, which either I go to the East Coast Main Line, then Colston South and the Tattenham Corner, or I'm doing South Ruislip straight to the Tattenham Corner Branch, South Bermondsey and Cruise Hill. But either way, the Tattenham Corner Branch and South Bermondsey will get done today. So we're just waiting for the 0731 now, which is running 3 minutes late to Trent Valley. We're now approaching London Euston, and it's going to be planned 2 today, so I'm going after the class 33 Crompton. We're actually going to Marylebone Station. We're now at London Marylebone Station. We're about to catch the 10:16 to South Ruislip, which is actually due in about 4 minutes leaving. It's on platform 6. Probably not the best of platforms to put it on, but hey ho. Needs about 3 minutes. I should make it in time anyway. Hopefully once we get to South Ruislip, we should get the Crompton, which is running a bit late at the moment. And then after that we'll be on the way to London Bridge and Tadworth. It's 4 coaches, so 2 units. Imagine. No, it's the first 2. Back to not used. Front train only. So we'll get 20, we get whatever's at the front. Pump 65024. Brilliant. And there are 2 minutes to spare as well. Just now departed London Marylebone. Now at South Ruislip, waiting for the Class 33 Crompton to appear. And this unit right here, 165019, is the service to London Paddington, which is the Parliamentary service. Goes to London Paddington, then goes to High Wycombe, I think, after Paddington. If I'm wrong, you can feel free to mention in the comments, but I'm sure it's High Wycombe. It used to be West Ruislip. But anyway, we're waiting for this Crompton. It should come off that line down there. Should have a wait here, but I think it's just going to go straight through the station. I do correct myself from an earlier thing I made. It's not going to come off. No, it's not going to come off that line. It's going to come off that line, the Crompton. But it's on its way. It's due here about 11:09 now, which gives me about 10 minutes to wait for it. And then we're going to hit one of those Central Line trains back to. I think we're going to Oxford Circus. No, Bond Street, I think. My hair's a bit funny, it's just because I got hat hair. But we're at South Ruislip, and unfortunately I was supposed to leave here at 11:08. The time is now nearly 20 past 11. I had to wait about another couple of minutes for the next tube train. But after this we're on our way to Bond Street, and hopefully I think I gave myself enough time to get to London Bridge from Bond Street. But yeah, unfortunately the Crompton did messed over the planet a little bit. Mind you, did that yesterday before we even planned the second part. So we're just waiting for a Central Line train now to take us to Bond Street. I've made the Bond Street, and I've got literally 26 minutes to get to London Bridge.
but I just can't. I can't have you eating it.
Station. Now at London Bridge, about 15 minutes before I get my train to Tadworth.
Just because. But now bang it back, I was like, yeah, but man, what about Madagascar? You know, I thought it'd be a really fun show to be in. Because I wanted to shit on their parade. Yeah, it was weird to see Mark again.
Yeah, I bet. He hasn't seen him since.
Yeah. Well, so it's, and last time I must have changed quite a lot compared to the last time he saw me, because I'm quite different to then. But yeah, I was quite scared about the area. I mean, not me. It was just like, because from here, it's just like, it's completely like real London, you know.
Yeah.
The next station is Kingswood Junction.
I was like, wow, ambulances everywhere.
Tadworth. Please mind the gap between the platform and the train.
Tadworth Station opened on the 1st of July 1900, named Tadworth and Walton on the Hill, after an extension from Kingswood and Burgheath Station, which we'll visit later on. Tadworth Station was only a terminus station for 11 months when the line was extended again to Tattenham Corner, which opened on the 4th of June 1901. Tadworth was operated by South Eastern Railway before being operated by the South Eastern and Chatham Railway, and then merging into the Big Four, the Southern Railways. In 1968, the station was renamed Tadworth Walton on the Hill to just Tadworth. This station currently has a half-an-hour service from Tattenham Corner to London Bridge. There was plans for Travelcard Thameslink trains to operate service from Tattenham Corner to Cambridge via London Blackfriars, but in September 2016 the proposals were dropped. Now at Tadworth Station, and I think you were wondering why I'm doing Tadworth, because it's something different, to be honest. Right behind me is Tattenham Corner Station, which we'll be going down there shortly to clear the whole line. So we're going to go to Tattenham Corner from here. 8 minutes at Tattenham Corner. Then I'm going to take the same train back to Kingswood, because I'm going to do some filming at Kingswood as well. Only because I like the station building that I saw there. I think when I was looking at places to film on this line, I'm thinking that's quite good. I wish I could have that for the flicker. Put some trains with it. It's like here at Tadworth. The only reason I actually stay here for an hour at Tadworth is for my flicker. Flicker is SimonTrains, by the way, because I really liked the approach into the station. You got a building. I'm going to find out what that building is in a bit, actually. On top of an arch bridge. Now basically I want to get some photos of trains arriving into the station with that backdrop. That's the only reason I'm here at Tadworth for. I'll do an hour's filming of trains, of course, for YouTube. So we're going to be here till about 2:05, then we're going to move on to Tattenham Corner.
Tattenham Corner. This train is the service from London Bridge. This is Tadworth. The train now standing at platform 2 is the 1406 Southern service to Tattenham Corner. Calling at Tattenham Corner only.
Tattenham Corner.
Just now approaching Tattenham Corner. We're at Tattenham Corner now, and I honestly thought that train was going to be the one back to Kingswood. Turns out it's actually this one. This is 3776. As I say, this unit is 377625.
Kingswood Station opened as Kingswood and Burr Hill Station on the 2nd of November 1897. It was the terminus of a single line track for 3 years before the line was extended to Tadworth Station. Kingswood was the only station on the line until Chipstead of Barnesdown, which is now Chipstead, was built in 1899. An open air terrace was provided at the top of the station canopy for afternoon tea. However, this only lasted until 1920 as steam and soot from the trains beneath rendered it unprofitable.
We'll soon be leaving Kingswood Station and head back to London Bridge. But I think our train is at 8 car 455, which has gone down to Tattenham Corner. Once we get back to London Bridge, we're actually going to do South Bermondsey. We're going to pop there for an hour, come back to London Bridge, and then afterwards we're going to Cruise Hill. And then end the day after Cruise Hill to Stonebridge Park, where the hotel will be, after I get something to eat. But these two stations, Kingswood and Tadworth, are pretty nice stations, to be honest, in my opinion. Yours might be different, of course, but in my opinion they're pretty nice stations. It's a shame though, because I would have done all the stations on this route if I had time, but I like to give myself a variety of other stuff to do as well. So like I say, we're just waiting for our train back to London Bridge now.
Is the 1525 southern service to London Bridge. Calling at Chepstead, Woodmansterne, Coulsdon Town, Reedham, Purley, East Croydon, Norwood Junction and London Bridge. Customers for London Victoria should change at East Croydon.
Kingswood, Tadworth and Tattenham Corner. This train is full of main purchase. Platform 12 for the 16-18 southern service to Tattenham Corner.
Welcome aboard the southern service to Beckenham Junction. The next station is South Bermondsey.
The original South Bermondsey station was opened on the 13th of August 1866 by the London Brighton South Coast Railway, but it was named Rotherhithe. But it was renamed South Bermondsey on the 1st December 1869. It was situated just before South Bermondsey Junction. The station closed on the 1st of January 1917, but reopened on the 1st of May 1919. But the original station finally closed on the 17th of June 1928, when a new present station situated south of South Bermondsey Junction. This station is also the closest station to Millwall's football ground, the Den.
We're now at South Bermondsey, and as you can hear the screeching behind me, it's the line by a new cross of Broccoli to Norwood's Junction, and the other lines. That's the main line. What a different line to that, which only has 2 tracks. Over here is Millwall Football Club. Or does any Millwall fans watch this or not? And that's it really. We're going to be here for as soon as I get this back on me. We're going to be here for an hour. We're going to be leaving at 5:30, and then we're going to the Great Northern Hertford Loop Line to Cruise Hill after a few underground journeys. I think I'm going straight up to Moorgate, and then Moorgate to Cruise Hill, then Cruise Hill back to Finchley Park to King's Cross to get some tea, and then back to Euston from a train to Stonebridge Park, which I'll be in Stonebridge Park for about 10 o'clock tonight, the hotel. But other than that, it has been really good so far. Was cutting it a bit fine from South Ruislip to London Bridge earlier because of down Crompton, but the Crompton was good. Anyway, we're going to be here for a bit, and then, like I said, we're going back to London Bridge at 5:30.
South Bermondsey. This is South Bermondsey. The train now standing on platform 2. Platform 2 is the 1716 Southern service to West Croydon. This train is the service from London Bridge.
Now what's happened here is that this train actually terminated here at South Bermondsey instead of going to London Bridge, probably to free up a few platforms for other services. So this service is now terminated here and will form the 1726 to Wimbledon. There are a few services, because I was planning to do 5:30 till 6:30. There was loads more services during that time which do terminate here, but unfortunately because of what I did, moved every half an hour forward, and ended up moving this an hour forward. No, actually moved this half an hour forward. We only got a certain few that will terminate here, or just one even. So after this one goes, the next two should be 5:30, and I'll go back to London Bridge then. Just pulled into London Bridge for the last time.
Train is now next to the carts, behind the doors, and we are offering both doors.
now at Moorgate Railway Station. Hopefully this doesn't go to Cruise Hill. No. Guessing. Now we made it to Gordon's Hill, because I've got off here because the train I was on actually doesn't stop at Cruise Hill. So I'm waiting for one behind it that goes to Cruise Hill. We'll be doing this station tomorrow actually, because I think I'm going to use this as a turnaround point, come off a train that terminates here at Gordon's Hill, and then we'll go back on a train that terminates at Gordon's Hill. But what I have noticed is on this side, is that there's some masts erected here, but there used to be a track here. Not anymore, it's only 3 platforms, and even one platform's a terminus platform. Anyway, we're waiting for the 1840 to Hertford North, which is 6 coaches, and does stop at Cruise Hill. Yeah, we're just approaching Cruise Hill now. The only reason I'm doing it today is because I can't fit it in tomorrow's plan.
Cruise Hill Station was opened on the 4th of April 1910 by the Great Northern Railway. The station is unstaffed. Since the 2nd of January 2010, Oyster cards can be used at this station. The station is in Fare Zone 6, making this station the most northerly station in Greater London since it's close to the M25.
were going to leave at 1958 at this station, but to be honest though, I think I've got enough footage to last me till 1927. A good 4 or 5 minutes out of it. So we're actually going to be leaving half an hour earlier here because it is getting dark, and some of my pictures might not show up actually because of them being blurred. So, plus I've said, like I said, I've got probably plenty of YouTube footage. So I'm going to leave at 1927 to start heading back to the hotel now. I'd say back to the hotel, but I haven't been there yet. So we're going to start heading to the hotel. Going to go to Finsbury Park from here. Then we're going to change to King's Cross. Then we're at King's Cross. We'll probably get through to Eton, then get a train. We'll walk into Euston, then get a train out of Euston to Stonebridge Park. And then it's a 15-minute walk from Stonebridge Park to the Travelodge. Wow, without changing at Finsbury Park, there's about a 4-minute connection to a train that goes to London King's Cross. Should be one at 1956. I think this is it coming in now. Yep, I think this is it. 117 or 124.
Service to London King's Cross. The next station is London King's Cross.
8 o'clock in the evening and we're at King's Cross. We're now at Euston Station. Now, trying to think, is there yes.
Is Stonebridge Park. Please mind the gap between the train and the platform.
North Wembley, South Kenton, Kenton, Harrow and Wealdstone, Headstone Lane, Hatch End, Carpenter's Park, Bushey, Watford High Street and Watford Junction.
We're now in the Travelcard at London Wembley. And after today's events, they were quite alright actually. I did have the plan to do Harringay first, then move on to Coulston Town. No, Coulston South, I think. Yeah, Coulston South. To take a Thameslink from Peterborough to Horsham, which would have gone through the new canal tunnels. You hear that hissing sound in the background, it's just a fan. I don't think there's any air conditioning in this bedroom, so they provided a fan. Yeah, what was I going? Oh yeah. So instead, I had to go to. I went to South Ruislip to catch 33012, which is D6515, Lieutenant Jenny Davis RN. I think that's how it is. So yeah. Which I did actually had haulage on the Swansea Railway. If you remember past last August, I've travelled down to the Swansea Railway from Cardiff Central, and I did get some haulage off 233s then, and one of them was that same Crompton that passed South Ruislip. Then we went to, so I changed the plan, I ended up going straight to Tadworth, which was quite a nice area. Then I went to Tattenham Corner, which I thought I was going to be on the same train coming back, but I wasn't. So I had to walk off one platform, walk onto another platform in like 6 minutes. Then we did Kingswood. I think it's Kingswood. Yeah, Kingswood. Which had a nice station building, which I wanted to have a look at. Then there was, went straight up to the London Bridge to go to South Bermondsey. Did manage to get a terminator though, because there's a few trains that do terminate there in the morning and in the evening peak to help free up London Bridge a bit with more traffic for them. Then went to Cruise Hill because I couldn't fit it in tomorrow's plan, because as soon as I get to Gordon's Hill, because you're going to have an hour at Cruise Hill, as soon as I get to Gordon's Hill I'm turning around to Hornsey and Drayton Park, but I may take Drayton Park off, because I did see on the way to Gordon's Hill on the unit from Moorgate I was on, there was a guy in an orange jacket, so I wonder if it's staffed during peak times, but it isn't during off peak, because when I do Drayton Park I actually do it off peak, so there's no one there. But we'll see anyway. I don't think I'm going to have any trouble up to Gordon's Hill at least. But and that's it. Went back to Finsbury Park, King's Cross, had something to eat, walked to Euston, got the London Overground to here, to Stonebridge Park. Now tomorrow's plan will be go to Hanwell for a steam locomotive at Black 5 45212, which will be something. Be working 5Z43 to Crewe, and then after that I'm going straight to Drayton Park. No, it's not Drayton Park, Bowes Park, and doing all the stations up to Gordon's Hill, which is Bowes Park, Palmer's Green, and Wishmore Hill, and there's another one, Grange Hill, no, Grange Park, then there's Enfield Chase, then Gordon's Hill. I think that's right. As soon as I get to Gordon's Hill, back down to Hornsey and Drayton Park, and then it'll be back to Highbury Littleton or Moorgate to Euston that way. But that's tomorrow's plan. So I'm going to end this now because I've been yabbering on for maybe 4.5 minutes. So thanks for watching. That's if you still are. You can subscribe to me at Facebook at SimonTrains LJs, Twitter at SimonTrains, Instagram at SimonTrains, and I will see you on the next episode, which will be the next day when I do the Hertford loop on the Travelcard and to get a steam loco on the Great Western Main Line.